Hello, this is Mick Foley, and you are listening to Wrestling Uncensored.
Hey, this is the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, and you are listening to Wrestling Uncensored.
This is Rob Van Dam. You're listening to Wrestling Uncensored.
Aw, yeah. Welcome to Wrestling Uncensored. I am Dave Simon. He is Johnny North. WrestlingUncensored.net is our website. We're here on TSN 690 every Saturday night talking professional wrestling. So much going on in the world of professional wrestling. I don't think the business has ever been hotter than it is right now. New promotions opening up, making big news. AEW, All Elite Wrestling. We're going to get to that right here on Wrestling Uncensored tonight. Usually we stick to the WWE, but I think this affects the WWE, so we'll talk about All Elite Wrestling and, of course, the Royal Rumble, the business at hand in the WWE, coming up in just a couple of weeks. 2 more weeks till the Royal Rumble. 2 more episodes of Raw and Smackdown to build this thing. And we had a bunch of new matches announced for the Rumble, made official this week. Some interesting ones that I wasn't really expecting. A couple of surprises for the Rumble coming up in 2 weeks' time. Of course, we were live yesterday afternoon, as we are every Friday afternoon for Dave and Johnny Live. Go check out our YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/ringsidereport.net, youtube.com/ringsidereport.net. Johnny and I are live on video. You could see us, you could hear us, you could talk to us every Friday afternoon at about 12:30 on our YouTube channel. It was the 20th episode of Dave and Johnny Live this week, and it was the longest episode yet. It just went on forever. I blame AJ. AJ from Ringside Report Radio was on the chat this week, on the YouTube chat, talking all sorts of nonsense, really distracting me and getting me a little bit riled up. Of course, Ringside Report Radio aired last night here on TSN 690, every Friday night, the MMA show. Johnny and I, on Dave and Johnny Live, we talked about a lot of pro wrestling this week on Dave and Johnny Live, so if you want more pro wrestling talk, you can go to our YouTube channel for that. We also talked about, of course, 90 Day Fiancé. The Tell-All special aired this week on TLC. It was a great episode, and we discussed that at length, among other things, like Johnny North's fascination with body hair.
Yeah, it's important. Seth Rollins, you got to cut it. Get it done. Johnny
North's theory that you cannot be a babyface in wrestling if you have a hairy chest, which I took exception to. I think it's an odd statement, but he might be right.
Someone said George Animal Steel, but I didn't like him, so it wasn't a face in my eyes.
Not a baby face for Johnny, because Johnny didn't like George Animal Steel. All right, Johnny, I know you like Bobby Lashley. I know you like
the almighty Bobby Lashley.
I know you love Bobby Lashley, and he had a big episode of Raw this week. He attacked Seth Rollins, him and Seth brawling backstage to start off Monday Night Raw, and then Bobby Lashley costing Seth Rollins the Intercontinental title in the main event, losing to Dean Ambrose, did Seth, after Bobby just beat up on Seth in it was a Falls Count Anywhere match, so it was fine that Bobby did that. But you must have been very excited this week with all the Bobby Lashley on Raw. I was super bored.
Well, I just think the six-man, like the brawl they did at the beginning and then the six-man, that was enough. The fact that we had to see Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose twice, I think that was a little unnecessary. I mean, Falls Count Anywhere, it was basically just a backyard wrestling match. I mean, all they did was brawl everywhere. I mean, it's fun, it's exciting, but I don't think it really added to what you really needed, which was something new and different, because it's just the same old stuff. It's Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and you started the show with them wrestling already.
Yeah. It wasn't great. It was Seth, Cena, and Finn Balor against Dean Ambrose, Bobby Lashley, and Drew McIntyre. Of course, John Cena cut a little promo there that led to the match. I don't understand why they had to double book Seth and Dean, but I guess they have nothing else. Well, it's a 3-hour show, and they have to fill time.
That's it. You already saw Ronda Rousey. You already saw Brock Lesnar. You already saw Hulk Hogan. They had nobody else for a main event, so let's just throw them out again.
Do you think Bobby versus Seth is a match we're going to see at the Rumble? It's not official yet, but I assume it will be, right?
I don't know if you really need to see it because they're going to be in the Rumble match itself, right?
So they just wrestle on Raw on Monday?
Why not? And then they're going to be in the Rumble. They'll have an altercation more than likely. They might be in the final 4, 6, whatever. That's enough. Just have a feud in the Rumble. We don't need another match. There's already, 7 matches for the Rumble?
Right.
It's too much. The Rumble matches themselves are like hours. Like the men's is at least an hour. Women's will be about an hour. It's too long.
Yeah, I don't think we need another singles match, I guess, between Seth and Bobby. Do you think Seth Rollins wins the Royal Rumble?
There's a strong possibility. I mean, from Raw, when you look at it, I can't see anyone else from Raw winning.
Does that mean maybe that someone from Raw does not win the Royal Rumble?
I hope.
Like, I don't know about Seth Rollins winning the Rumble. I'm just not sure that he needs to do that to face Brock Lesnar. I think Seth and Brock is probably going to be the match, but Seth could win like a number 1 contender's elimination chamber.
Right.
And then go on to face Brock after that. Because the chamber is the pay-per-view after the Rumble, right?
But the thing with that, though, you're going to have the situation what you had last year where it's going to be Braun Strowman in the Elimination Chamber, and it would just make sense he's going to eliminate pretty much everybody again. So maybe you want to put the Elimination Chamber on SmackDown so you're not stuck in the situation where Braun has to look unbelievably impressive yet still lose.
I don't know if you have to put Braun in the chamber.
Wait, you think Braun's going to be Brock then?
No, he just doesn't have to be in the chamber.
I mean, he's not going to be in title picture at all after that.
Why would he be? He just got a title match and lost.
He seems to always be around.
You got to earn your spot. It's a new WWE. The McMahons are in charge, damn it.
Well, you look at Raw and the lack of stars they have on Raw. Mm-hmm. They got to fill an Elimination Chamber. Braun's not in it. Hard to believe.
I think you could easily fill up an Elimination Chamber without Braun. Dean, Seth, Drew, Dolph, Bobby, Elias, or Finn, or, there's a lot of different guys you could have without Braun. And you look at Raw, it's been without Braun for a while, and they have a bunch of guys that they're using.
Not as good, though. Not even close to the star power that Braun has. It's lacking without Braun when you look at it.
Braun was not good this week on Raw.
He was terrible. He forgot his lines, but it happens.
He was mouthing the words as they were being fed to him and then saying them out loud. It looked terrible. He looked lost. And what does Brock do? Brock's backstage, says nothing. I just wanted Brock to say something. Just say something. Doesn't even speak. Can't even be bothered to talk. Heyman says the same old thing. He's like, if you even had to face Brock Lesnar, if Brock went to the ring, he would destroy you, so you should be thanking Brock for not going there and beating you up so that you can still have your title match at the Royal Rumble. It's like, yeah, okay, Heyman, I understand. You think Brock is very dangerous and he's super scary and he's a UFC champion and NC2A champion and WWE champion. He's the Beast Incarnate. He's Brock Lesnar. Whatever. Like, I'm over the Heyman promo even. And then Brock marches out to the ring, walks around the ring, doesn't go in the ring, and walks away. And apparently Braun Strowman's still not medically cleared to compete from the elbow surgery he had. And that's why they didn't get physical. But they expect Braun to be ready by the Rumble.
Well, Brock seemed like he was laughing at Braun for forgetting his lines. That seemed like he had the most enjoyment doing that.
Yeah.
As far as that goes, like, it happens. People make mistakes. You screw up. Braun, he's not the greatest promo guy in the world. It's more for what he does in the ring. Destroy people.
Yeah, not Brock Lesnar, though.
Brock is his kryptonite so far.
Yeah, I think Brock beats him again at the Rumble.
It just seems like it's too much, though. I mean, why does Braun have to lose again? I mean, you kept setting up excuses for Braun to lose. Baron Corbin was the last excuse. Which is it now? Well, it's just Brock is better? That's it?
Yeah.
That's kind of a lackluster excuse.
Well, what do you do then?
I think Braun should win. Change it up. Make him the champion finally. We've been building towards this for so long. Give it to him.
And then what?
And then you actually have a champion who's on Raw every week. I think this could be a good thing. Let Brock go back to the UFC, do his little thing there, and maybe he'll come back, maybe he won't.
You're heading into WrestleMania season, and you want to take the title off Brock? I don't think that's a good idea. You want Brock to get beat at Mania by the next guy. You don't want to get Brock. You don't want Brock to get beat at the Rumble, and then not even be at Mania. They need Brock at WrestleMania.
You're lucky you have Brock right now because the plan was it was supposed to be Roman, right?
Yeah, well, the plans have changed.
Right, plans change. So you just deal with what you get. And the fact you got Brock for the Rumble, that's amazing. But will you have him for Mania? Who knows? Just take what you get and go with it. You have Braun. You have someone who can be on Raw every week. Use that.
I think Braun has been exposed too much. I think he's been shown to be limited in too many aspects. His matches are not great. His promos are not good. And he's been beaten too much. It's not that believable anymore.
You know, you could say the same thing about Dean Ambrose, yet they still made him WWE champion. And yeah,
how'd that work?
Yeah, it didn't work out very well, but I think Braun would be much better. I think you'd agree Braun would be much better as champion. He's more believable as champion.
Yeah, that doesn't excite me in any way to see him as champion. What does that set up? If Braun wins the title at the Royal Rumble, who does he face at WrestleMania?
I'd love it to be The Undertaker.
Ooh. Oh, you would?
I would.
You know how bad that match would be? Be the worst match ever. You kidding me? Be terrible. I don't wish that on Mark Calloway. Poor Taker. No way. Taker deserves better.
There's always that interest of seeing two really big guys in the ring go at it and what would happen. And it doesn't get any bigger than Braun versus The Undertaker.
Oh, boy. Come on.
Two giants in the ring.
How about Braun versus Randy?
Randy's not as big as The Undertaker.
I know, but you love Randy, so.
And, Randy's on the wrong brand, unfortunately.
Yeah. I don't know about this, Johnny North. Your plans are not good. I don't like these plans. I'm going with Brock winning and then facing either Seth or Finn at WrestleMania. I think that's most likely. I don't know if Seth is the guy to do it. I think Finn would be more interesting.
But you don't think someone from Raw is winning the Rumble then?
I guess not.
So who's going to win the Rumble? Men's.
AJ Styles.
So he's going to lose at Daniel Bryan.
No, not AJ Styles. Men's Rumble. The Undertaker.
And then what? He faces Daniel Bryan?
Yeah.
See,
I have no idea who's going to win the Rumble. Maybe it's Seth. Maybe it's Finn. Maybe you're right. Maybe Daniel Bryan has to defend the title in the chamber, and they only do one chamber match, and it's a SmackDown chamber. I don't know. It's hard to predict because you're trying to predict what Vince McMahon will decide. And who knows what Vince McMahon is going to decide over the next couple of weeks. He's a mad billionaire. It's hard to predict. I have no idea what Vince is going to do. He may do something crazy.
Well, let's go over the options here. John Cena.
He is an option.
Do you think he is the strongest option?
No, I think Seth Rollins is the odds-on favorite.
Out of anybody, without question. Seth Rollins.
Yeah, because you want to make a new guy on Raw. Roman's not around. You want to put Seth up against Brock at Mania so Seth can win and become champion, and then you have a champion that's there every week. Seth Rollins is the guy they want to make champion.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. However, John Cena, Daniel Bryan, that sells itself right there for WrestleMania. That's a WrestleMania main event without question.
That's big, and that's why I'm saying, like, because Brock isn't going to be at the Elimination Chamber.
Not at Fastlane, I doubt it.
I don't think Fastlane exists anymore.
Fastlane does exist. It'll be in March.
Whoa.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of pay-per-views coming up again.
So I don't think Brock defends between the Rumble and Mania, right?
Right.
So you need, like, a number one contenders match.
Of course.
You know? So, like, it makes more sense to have the SmackDown main event decided at the Rumble and then spend the next couple of months figuring out the Raw main event for Brock because Brock's not around.
That makes sense.
Like, you're trying to build a match with Brock, but Brock's not there. How do you do that? Well, you make the show about who gets to face Brock. Rather than, you know, on SmackDown, it's easier to build the Daniel Bryan match because Daniel Bryan's there. He's building it for you, cutting excellent promos like he did this week.
But then you don't want to use John Cena because then you pigeonhole John Cena into a SmackDown main event. And you want to keep him around on Raw because he's on both shows, no?
Yeah, maybe. But Cena doesn't have to be around for that match to be built and for it to be big. Like, Bryan can do other things. Like, Cena could win the Rumble and disappear for, like, a month.
Right.
And Bryan could do other things knowing that Cena is down the road. But it's like, Daniel Bryan, are you even going to make it to WrestleMania? Are you even going to face John Cena? It might not be Daniel Bryan and John Cena. Because you have to face 5 other men in the Elimination Chamber. And then he's focused on that.
He's done it before. Won't be too worried about that. Actually, his odds would be pretty good because he's won before.
Sure, I think Daniel Bryan is going to be champion going into WrestleMania. But what I'm saying is TV can revolve around his battle to get to WrestleMania, and John Cena doesn't have to be around to do that. Whereas for Brock Lesnar, because he's not around, you need to find a way to keep him relevant because the match is about his championship.
So that's what's going to happen. Cena's winning the Rumble, facing Daniel Bryan.
That's not a bad plan. Like, if I were booking it, I might do that.
AJ Styles, not going to happen.
How many times is AJ Styles supposed to wrestle Daniel Bryan?
It's a lot, I know. But I do like AJ Styles.
If it's your Royal Rumble main event, when's the last time a Royal Rumble WWE Championship match was also the WrestleMania WWE Championship match? Doesn't happen.
I'm not saying AJ to face Bryan. I'm saying AJ against Brock. Win the Rumble and face Brock because you don't have to face the SmackDown champ.
I think that's the best case scenario, but I don't think that's where they're going.
It's a dream scenario, obviously, yes.
I feel like Seth is the guy on Raw and AJ, I don't know. If they were smart, they'd move AJ to Raw.
They're pushing AJ like crazy on SmackDown right now. And what is just so he wrestles Daniel Bryan, you believe this one match, and then that's it? It seems like it's too much just for that.
I think you're right. AJ Styles moving to Raw would be the best move the WWE could make right now. Because having the two best wrestlers in your company on the same show, it's kind of pointless. Like, Bryan has enough good guys to wrestle on SmackDown. He doesn't need AJ anymore. Especially since we've had all these great matches between them and we're going to get one more. Move AJ away from Daniel Bryan. Let Raw become the AJ Styles show. Let SmackDown be the Daniel Bryan show. That works. If Raw is about AJ Styles and Ronda Rousey, I'm a lot happier. Rather than being about, Seth Rollins and Ronda Rousey.
Well, it's just the way SmackDown is set up with it only being 2 hours. There's only so much that can be focused on. So it really felt like, yeah, you had Daniel Bryan, AJ, but that was only like a small part of the show. And then you had the other part, which was the women. And then there's a little bit of everything else in between, but mainly those were the two focal points. Raw, it's pretty much all across the board because there's just so much of it. So you need someone like AJ to help fill that up.
And there's a whole new crop of guys for him to have matches with.
It's just set up too well for where he's going to face Daniel Bryan one more time, and then he can move to Raw if he wins the Rumble. It just fits too well that he should win the Rumble.
I'd like to see him win the Rumble. I don't know if it's going to happen.
Well, there's a difference between what we like and what we think is going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, I think that you think that Seth is more likely to win the Rumble than AJ Styles.
Unfortunately, yes.
There you go. We have some new matches being made at the Royal Rumble. One match that was kind of surprising. Ronda Rousey will face Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks wrestling a match against Nia Jax on Raw, getting her to tap to the bank statement to get that shot at Ronda Rousey after a little promo there where Ronda put over Sasha Banks in a major way and said she wanted to face Sasha. Sasha came out, was very happy about it. Then Nia Jax shows up and she's like, no, it should be me. And then, of course, you have the match. Interesting. Babyface versus babyface. Sasha versus Ronda at the Royal Rumble. I think the match will be awesome.
I think so, too. It comes out of complete nowhere where Sasha wasn't really in the title picture whatsoever. But I think Ronda, not only did she say it in the promo, I think she actually wants this match with Sasha because she said it before, like off air in promos, that she thinks Sasha's one of the best wrestlers in all of wrestling right now.
Yeah.
And she actually thinks like she's not on Sasha's level.
Yeah.
So
she wants to test herself to see. Sasha Banks is an incredible wrestler.
At times reckless, as we saw in that match with Nia Jax, because that was some crazy stuff that happened there, and that Hurricane to the outside. I don't know what the heck they were planning there, but that was dangerous beyond dangerous.
It was pretty crazy.
Like,
yeah, Nia Jax is on the apron. Sasha Banks goes to Hurricane Rana her. I guess she was trying to Hurricane Rana her off the apron onto the floor, but Nia Jax was just not having it. Just kind of pushed Sasha off, and Sasha landed on her head.
But Nia's on her knees when she's doing this.
Yeah.
Like, what, she's going to fall on her knees? Like,
I don't know what was supposed to happen there.
I feel like that was supposed to happen, and just Sasha took a terrible bump to the outside. I think she was supposed to maybe land on her feet or fully rotate. I don't know. But clearly not what was supposed to happen.
So you think Nia was supposed to push her off and deny the Hurricane Rana, but Sasha just bumped crazy?
I think Nia was supposed to like face bump like she did on the ring apron, but I think Sasha was supposed to land better, yet practically almost landed on her head, shoulder kind of thing.
Yeah.
Very dangerous. Crazy, but that's what you get with Sasha Banks.
But that's part of what you like about Sasha Banks. She takes risks. She goes the extra mile. She's trying to be great.
I love it. It's great, yes.
I think her match...
But I worry every time I see that happen.
But her match with Ronda could be crazy.
It's different, though, too, because, like, Ronda, I think she said it in the promo off air, like, she hasn't been in that kind of environment before, like wrestling someone like Sasha. I think Charlotte, you got a bit of it, but Sasha kind of pushes it a lot farther than Charlotte does.
Yeah. Sasha's closer to Becky.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting. And if she's going to wrestle Becky, which I feel it's going to be a triple threat, but we'll see what happens.
That's the rumor right now.
It's a good warm-up anyways.
Yeah. I don't think Sasha wins, but I think the match will be awesome. And it's just good to put Sasha in that type of high-profile match to remind everybody that she is that high caliber of a wrestler, and she deserves that type of spot, right?
Well, it'd be nice to give her some like high caliber wins again. Like, okay, she beat Nia, but like, can she beat like the Riot Squad? Because she couldn't do that for like the last couple of weeks. Can she beat Natty? Because she couldn't beat Natty when Natty went through a gauntlet.
Yeah, well, that's the thing with this Sasha Banks thing facing Ronda is that she hasn't really been built up to face the champion. It's kind of like out of nowhere. You know, has she earned a title shot? It's odd because she hasn't won a lot of her matches, so she's not really believable as a credible threat against Ronda.
It's hard to believe, but I think it's going to be a good match. It'll be interesting to watch. I kind of fear for Sasha because she knows this is a high-profile match, and She'll try to push the envelope, and that's kind of scary when you think about it.
Or exciting.
Well, yes, scary and exciting all at the same time.
Yeah, I'm more excited about it. I'm hyped. I'm hyped to see Sasha Banks versus Ronda Rousey. It's a cool match that they made for the Royal Rumble. The SmackDown Women's title match, also pretty cool, and that one made official this week in an awesome match on SmackDown. We're going to get to that when we come back. We'll also talk about AEW wrestling and what that means for the WWE. Stay with us.
What's going on, y'all? This is WWE superstar Kofi Kingston, and you're listening to Wrestling Uncensored.
Hey, this is Antonio Cesaro, and you're listening to Wrestling Uncensored.
Hey, this is Trish Stratus, and you're listening to Wrestling Uncensored. Keep listening. Stratisfaction is guaranteed.
All right, welcome back. It is Wrestling Uncensored. I'm Dave Simon. He's Johnny North. WrestlingUncensored.net is the website. Here every Saturday night talking professional wrestling. The Royal Rumble, just a couple weeks away now, and we have a few more matches from SmackDown that were made official, including the women's title match, Becky Lynch versus Asuka. For the SmackDown women's title, Becky Lynch beating Carmella and Charlotte Flair in a triple threat match in the main event of SmackDown. Very good match. Becky getting Carmella to tap to the disarmor. Asuka showed up after the match. Had a little face-off with Becky. Asuka was talking to her in Japanese. Becky was yelling back at her. It was intense. The match was good. Asuka versus Becky one-on-one. Man, it's going to be tough. Who's going to put on the better women's title match? Will it be Ronda or Sasha or Asuka and Becky? Two awesome, awesome matches.
Yeah, they'll both be good. I wouldn't worry about like which one would be better than the other. They'll both be different, I think, in their own kind of ways.
Way more excited for Ronda, Sasha, Asuka versus Becky than I am for Braun and Brock.
The thing is, Brock Lesnar, when he goes in there, it's very careless. So it's always fun to watch.
Brock will be fun, but like I'm more excited about the matches for the women's titles.
Remember last year at the Rumble when he gave Braun that knee? That was amazing. That was the best part.
That was 2 years ago, I think.
Was it two?
In the Rumble match, right?
No, it was last year. It was against Kane, triple threat match.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And he gave him that stiff
Remember
knee.
that time they first had their encounter in the Rumble and Brock like beat him up?
That was
bad?
a jumping knee that Brock gave him.
It was crazy.
They've had great history at the Rumble, and that's it. I expect another good match. I mean, last time they got sidetracked because Baron Corbin screwed it up.
Yeah, Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles are going to blow them out of the water, though. I mean, come on.
This is a very good
the
card.
The Universal title match compared to the WWE title match. You got Braun and Brock compared to Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles. It is a solid Rumble card.
I think the weakest match is going to be The Miz, Shane against The Bar.
Yeah, what is that?
Well, that's just to get it done and over with, I guess.
The Bar beat the Usos this week to retain the tag titles, and then The Miz challenged them. And Shane McMahon's like, I don't know about this, Miz. You think we can win? And Miz is like, yeah, I believe in us, Shane. And Shane's like, okay, Miz, let's do it at the Royal Rumble. It was the worst promo ever. That promo where they were talking backstage was so bad. It was so corny. You could tell it was written for them, and it was just poorly written and slapped together. What an awful promo they had. But they're going to be the new tag team champions, like, for sure. This is where they win, and they defend at Mania. Like, this is Shane's Mania match. Either they defend at Mania, or they lose the titles between now and Mania, and it's Shane versus Miz at Mania. But this has been a long time coming. They're getting a title match out of nowhere. They are for sure beating the Bar to win the titles. I feel like it's going to happen.
Well, it's not the first time Shane's been a champion. He was European champion a long time ago, so hardcore champion. So why not?
They're going to have a little run as tag team champions.
The Bars had these losses, like to Braun Strowman and a little kid. So why not? You know?
Yeah, they're going to lose at the Rumble. As soon as they made the match, I was like, oh, they're going to make Miz and Shane tag team champions. That's interesting.
It's a little quick, I think, but whatever. I mean, they haven't really faced a real team yet, but okay.
Do you think the Bar has a shot at retaining?
Unless they're dragging this out, because maybe we'll see it again the next pay-per-view. Because it just seems like, wow, okay, like, don't even put them into a tag team title match. Like,
I think they get the rematch at the next pay-per-view after they lose the titles. Miz and Shane, your new tag team champions. I'm calling it right now. Daniel Bryan's promo I thought was awesome this week. Best promo of the week in WWE, right?
Well, I mean, I laughed at the whole, like, Braun forgot his lines.
Yeah, but it was bad.
I guess, what we think is good is two different things, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But it was funny watching him throw the hot dogs at people. But it's just funny that, I'm sorry, if you throw a hot dog at me, like, we're going to fight. Like, nobody does anything to him for that. I found that kind of surprising, but okay.
Well, they were paid.
Yeah, but, like, they should have got up or something and security gets in the way and then he yells at security to do their job.
They're scared. It's Daniel Bryan. He's WWE champion. He's going to kick their ass.
Yeah, but like 3 or 4 people he did that to. Like,
I like how he called a fan impotent. And then the guy was like, I'm not. You could hear him on the mic. He wasn't paid. He was just a fan as Daniel Bryan was walking through the crowd. But he just goes, impotent. What does he say? Get better or be better?
Be better, I think.
Be better.
Yeah.
And Daniel Bryan says he's going to change the world, which I find very interesting because that's been the catchphrase of Kenny Omega and the Elite. And here's Daniel Bryan saying, change the world.
Interesting.
And I thought the promo was really interesting, continuing this stuff about consumption and how people are eating this food and it makes them feel better because they have empty lives. Great promo from Daniel Bryan. And he's just doing everything right now. The wrestling, the promos, he's doing everything that he needs to be doing as WWE champion. He's great.
Well, the match I thought was particularly good with R-Truth.
It was very good.
Like R-Truth, I mean, great talent, but I found Daniel Bryan really brought him up another level by having that match.
That's what Daniel Bryan does.
But Daniel Bryan did the knee as the finish again.
Yeah, he hit his running knee on Truth. He's got multiple finishers. He's got a running knee. He's got the label lock. He's got the heel hook. He can beat you in many different ways, just like a real fighter can, not just with one move.
But it's not really changing too much. Like, a lot of that was the old Daniel Bryan wrestling.
He seemed pretty aggressive, though.
Okay. Not like the old Daniel Bryan was never aggressive.
Yeah. Why are you getting on Daniel Bryan's case? You just said you liked the match.
I liked it, but it just seemed like the wrestling that hasn't changed that much. It's just the attitude's changed. That's it.
And the promo backstage that he did later on was really intense.
Without question.
Talking about AJ Styles, because AJ attacked him right after the match.
Attacked him good, too. Like,
yeah.
Second he turned around, bam.
Yeah, boom.
Face.
AJ Styles attacked him, and Bryan was really upset about it, and he's like, AJ Styles, that was nothing. I'm going to be way more vicious at the Rumble, and he started yelling and getting all red in the face. It was really intense stuff from Daniel Bryan, and he says he will be WWE champion forever, which is cool, because didn't I say that?
You did.
Did he steal that from me?
Possibly.
Man, I would understand Daniel Bryan listening to this show because it's just like an appreciation of Daniel Bryan. It's like a Daniel Bryan appreciation show, so it makes sense for him to listen to it because I'm always, speaking very positively about Daniel Bryan. Like, if you're a wrestler and you want to hear about wrestling and you're Daniel Bryan, this is a good show to listen to because you'll never hear a bad word about Daniel Bryan on the show. Except from Johnny North once in a while, but he's just wrong, so that's okay.
No, I'm just fair. That's it.
Daniel Bryan is
right
the best.
Right down the middle.
I'm being fair too. He's the best. It's very
biased,
fair.
You got biased.
I'm not biased.
You
he's
talk
great.
to him and you love him now. That's it.
Yeah, he's the best wrestler.
You had an interview with him, and
it has nothing to do with that. He was the best wrestler before that.
I'm sure if you walked with Elias, it'd be a different story. With
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I've interviewed a lot of different wrestlers, and Daniel Bryan is the best.
I love that you almost interviewed The Miz.
I interviewed Ryback, too. You don't hear me talking about how Ryback should get another shot. Ryback is the best. Okay? Ryback should stay away.
All right.
I interviewed Cody Rhodes one time, and I was like not a big fan, but after talking to him, I got a better appreciation for him because I understood that, this guy, he's a smart guy, and he appreciates who he is and where he's at, He's not like the thing that I took away from Cody Rhodes is that he appreciated the fact that he was Dusty's son and he got to see all these cool wrestlers and he got all this access and he got to do all these cool things because he's a wrestling fan first type of thing. Where a lot of sons of wrestlers that you talk to, they're kind of like, yeah, whatever, my dad hung out with this guy and that guy. Well, it wasn't a big deal to me. I didn't care. But Cody was like, yeah, it was really cool. Like, man, I got to see all this cool stuff. I'm very lucky. You know, Cody had an appreciation for that. And he's got a deep appreciation for the wrestling business, and that's why he's so successful. So take that back, Johnny North. Just because I talk to somebody does not mean that I become a big fan. Although Cody Rhodes,
you just proved it. Kind
well,
of.
not with Ryback.
Not with Ryback.
Not with many guys. Curtis Axel.
Really? I thought you liked Axel a bit more after that.
I mean, he was a good guy, I guess, when I talked to him, but
you actually said, you told me it was like a really good interview, actually. Like,
yeah, I enjoyed talking to him. Whatever, that's not the point.
Well, the point is Cody started in AEW, right? That's the point?
That is the point. And how do you think that affects the WWE?
I think it affects it greatly because right now, where's Kenny Omega going? The hottest free agent in wrestling, right?
Hottest free agent in wrestling. WWE's throwing tons of money at him, and he's saying no. He's going to go to All Elite Wrestling, a new wrestling company that's owned by the people that own the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Khan family. Apparently, they're super rich. They're like billionaires. And Cody and the Young Bucks are in charge of this new wrestling company. And they're signing talent left and right, like Chris Jericho. And, of course, the rest of the Elite, Hangman Page. Kenny Omega's contract with New Japan expires at the end of the month. He's expected to join All Elite Wrestling as well. They could get a TV deal. They could be on TV every week. They could be doing pay-per-views. They could rival the WWE. This could be the biggest competition to the WWE since WCW. They've got billions of dollars behind them. They've got top talent on their TV. They could do something big. And already they're hurting the WWE because they're trying to sign the Bucks. They're trying to sign Cody. They're trying to sign Kenny Omega, and they're all saying no. The Bucks said no.
Well, the depth of their talent, too. They signed Neville already. That's huge.
Yeah, they signed Neville, too, who walked away from WWE. Neville, Pac, whatever you want to call him. He's been signed to AEW.
Also, to get
Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho, yes, of course. Huge.
The greatest of all time.
That changed his status in WWE, where now he's alumni again. So he's kind of like not on their good side anymore. But, Jericho, that's fine. Jericho for Jericho. And he realizes this is what's best for him.
That's right.
And to get Billy Gunn as well as a road agent. Billy, he used to be the trainer at the Performance Center. He's just going to add to the depth of AEW.
They're getting good people.
Yeah.
They're playing it very smart.
They have great wrestling minds involved, so you expect success. But, a lot of it is still just potential right now. A lot of things aren't set in stone yet. So
I have high hopes. And if things start going well for AEW, people are going to jump ship. People are going to leave the WWE to go wrestle there.
Well, it seems
right now, if you're in the WWE, unless you're so unhappy creatively, there's no reason to leave.
Right.
Like Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, when they were Diesel and Razor Ramon, they were treated very well in the WWF at the time, right? They were making money. They were booked at the top of the card. They were champions. They had no reason to leave. They left for an easier schedule and more money.
Guaranteed money.
Guaranteed money. They left for a better deal. Business deal. Right?
Of course.
Right now, if you are a WWE wrestler that's in the position of a Kevin Nash, who's Diesel right now? Braun Strowman?
I guess, yeah.
Who's Razor? Dean Ambrose?
I would say someone else, but okay.
Sure, whatever.
Finn Balor?
Sure, a guy like Finn Balor. You're making money. AEW doesn't exist. There's no real reason to jump ship, you know? Like, you're Braun Strowman. You're making good money. You're on top of the card. You're having a good life. There's no reason to jump ship. But what if AEW says, we'll pay you the same, if not better money? Maybe you'll have a better road schedule, fewer dates. And, oh, by the way, AEW is going to pay for health care of all the wrestlers. Health care. WWE doesn't do that. I could see a lot of people jumping ship. So not since WCW has there been a financial option, a real legit business option for top professional wrestlers other than the WWE. If you were at the top of the game, WWE was the only game in town because you really want to make money, you want to be taken care of, WWE is the spot. But now there's hope for another spot.
Well, things are going to come in time, right? This is just going to grow as the year goes on. You hear more announcements, more shows getting announced, more pay-per-views. So things are going to come, but all in time, though. Like, this all sounds wonderful, but it's not here right now. It's coming soon.
Well, why do you think Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho are going there? Do you think they're going there on the hope that maybe it'll work out?
I imagine they have the inside track on a lot of things. They probably have talked to the cons as well.
Well, that tells you something, doesn't it? That tells you that things are probably going to go really well and business is moving in the right direction. They're not going to sign just saying, oh, well, we hope things will go well and we have one show in May and, you know, we'll see what we're going to do. They're going to sign to that company because they know there's a plan, there's a direction, there are things set in motion. We may not know about it, but they have to know about it. Because to turn down multi-million-dollar offers from the WWE, there's got to be another offer on the table that makes sense.
Well, with Jericho, I'm sure he realizes this just makes WWE better because WWE was at its best when they had competition. So for siding with the competition, it's just going to make WWE better when they come around again and offer him a deal.
Who knows? Who knows? The future is it's unpredictable right now as far as professional wrestling. It's in a crazy place with this AEW wrestling starting up.
Well, you can predict that it's growing, that's for sure.
Yeah. I don't think the wrestling business has ever been bigger than it is right now.
Well, WCW, but besides then.
Even then, like, just the access to all the wrestling promotions around the world, how easy it is to watch so many good wrestling promotions. I was never able to watch New Japan Pro Wrestling back in the 90s. You had to trade tapes and do all sorts of stuff. It was a lot more complicated. Now, you pay $10 a month. You subscribe on NJPW World. You got all the New Japan. You got the whole library. You got all the new shows. You got the pay-per-views. You get everything. It's like the WWE Network. You know, that's more access than was ever possible before. Ring of Honor has an online subscription. All these online subscriptions, the streaming video things, have completely changed wrestling.
But in terms of mainstream wrestling, currently it's just WWE.
Definitely.
AEW is looking to take the spot, but wait and see.
Yeah. I think a TV deal, that accessibility is through TV still. To get more eyeballs on your product, like to get to a WWE level, to come close, you need TV. But to be a successful wrestling company, I don't know if you need TV. Like, you could be only on the internet and still have success as a wrestling company, but you're not going to come close to being the WWE, right? But if you start putting on weekly TV shows, you got a shot. Depends what channel you're on. It depends on a lot of things. And I'm not saying the WWE's in danger of being completely taken out, right? They're not. But over time, this could be serious competition.
I hope it grows. I want it to to be competition for WWE. I want the wrestling world to see more wrestling. That's what we need. It makes wrestling better when you see more feds doing well.
And I don't think that the wrestling world has been better than it is right now. You know, maybe not since the territory days where there's so many places for guys to work.
Well, it's questionable. It's just, in terms of the talent that's there, it seems so vast. So much, and we're not even thinking about, like, outside of North America, because that's even more massive.
Of course.
So, I mean, but just thinking North America, still huge. And to have two main companies, again, on broadcast television, or close to broadcast television, they get TBS Superstation. That's going to be monumental.
Yeah. So we'll see. But AEW is definitely a big deal. And it's definitely got WWE thinking. And if you're a guy from New Japan, do you want to sign with the WWE? You know, if you're Kenny Omega, if you're Kazuchika Okada, do you want to go to the WWE? Look at the way they treat Finn Balor. The guy was a main eventer in New Japan. He's like a mid-card guy in WWE. And apparently they're going to try and push Finn Balor really hard because they realize the guys from Japan don't want to go there because they don't treat them very well. So they're going to start treating Finn better as kind of an example so that other guys from Japan will come to WWE. Because right now, WWE's offering money. They offered Naito a deal. He said no. They offered Okada a deal. I don't know what he said. Right now, Okada's kind of up in the air. Is he staying with New Japan? Is he going to WWE? Is he going to All Elite Wrestling? We don't know what the status is of Kazuchika Okada, and he's a big-name player in wrestling. I kind of want to see him go to the WWE, to be honest. I think he'd work out real well there. His style would be perfect for WWE.
Didn't WWE sign somebody from New Japan recently?
Yes, they did. They signed Kushida, who is huge for New Japan. He's been called the ace of the junior heavyweight division. He's like a cruiserweight guy. He's not that big. He's an incredible wrestler. He's been the junior heavyweight champion several times and has been the centerpiece of that division in New Japan for many years. So he's now going to, I think, NXT. And that's going to be a big signing for WWE. Kushida is big, but like, he's not Kenny Omega. He's not Okada. He's not going to make that kind of an impact in your company. He's a great wrestler, you know, but Okada and Omega are like extremely special talents.
Well, Ricochet is a great talent. I imagine you'd have great matches with him, but I know what you're saying. That's not going to like set the box office.
It's not going to change the game, yeah.
Right.
It's not going to main event WrestleMania. Okada and Omega are main event WrestleMania guys.
Right.
That are probably not going to go to WWE.
Well, I don't blame them.
Well, that's it. Look at how Nakamura's been treated. Look at how Finn Balor's been treated. Look at Gallows and Anderson. Where are they?
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Some talent, they kind of get lost in the shuffle.
That's it. The only guy that WWE's taken from New Japan that has been treated at the same level as he was in New Japan in the main event is AJ Styles. He's the only one.
And even with him, it was kind of slow at first.
Yeah.
But it eventually got on track.
Yeah. But it wasn't easy. Right? So he's really the only guy that's been treated properly from New Japan. So why would anybody from New Japan want to go? Especially if you're a Japanese guy. Why would you want to leave your home country where you're a big star and making good money to go to the WWE? How are they expected to sign any of the top Japanese talent if Shinsuke Nakamura is just like a mid-card or just any other guy? He's a very special talent. He was a top guy in New Japan. I would not want to see Okada treated like Nakamura is treated. It's kind of a waste. So I could see the WWE wanting to do something about that, but I don't see them doing anything about it. They should, just to set the example that, like, hey, this is okay. You can come here. We're going to treat you all right. Sign with us, please. Because right now people don't want to sign with WWE, and that's unprecedented. When is the last time top-level wrestlers were free agents being offered millions of dollars by the WWE and turning them down?
It's probably about after when WCW was sold, and there was probably disagreements with older WCW people. Remember, there was some holdouts because, like, oh, I have this guaranteed contract. Why do I want to go with you?
Yeah, well, certain guys like Sting were getting paid money by WCW to just sit at home because they had contracts, and that's why they didn't go to WWE. But that was a totally different situation.
DDP didn't do that. He threw away that contract and signed WWE.
Yeah, he probably should have kept the contract.
Maybe, but he had a WWE run, you know, and he realized too that he was at the end of his wrestling career. He couldn't wait that long.
Yeah. Nevertheless, we haven't really seen it.
It's been a while, yeah. It's been a long time.
Since the end of WCW.
This is a game changer, without question.
It's crazy.
Hey, where's my Triple H impression? I just said the game. Come on.
Yeah, that's right. It's a game changer, and I'm really pissed off about it. I'm trying to make new stars, and I can't. We've been pushing Lars Sullivan so much, and he tried to have a dark match, and he had a panic attack. What the hell is that?
How about that UK performance center you got going on?
Yeah, we opened a new performance center in the UK. We're going to take over British wrestling. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. Bow down to the king. That was a good one. I'm happy about the UK performance center. But no one wants to sign with me. Even the British guys don't want to come to the States. What the hell? Who's Pete Dunne anyways?
You're going to have this Worlds Collide tournament going on now?
I don't know what that is.
They're going to have an NXT UK.
WCW Worlds Collide.
I guess, in a sense.
Wasn't that something?
That was something.
What was that?
That was pay-per-view, I think.
WCW Worlds Collide. Sunday night.
It may have been a Saturday, but...
get ready, baby.
The
worlds are going to collide. It's going to be...
Well, it's going to be the Rumble.
It's going to be the Renegade against Big Bubba Rogers. No?
I think
Mortis versus Glacier, one time only.
I think it's Big Bubba Ray Traylor, I think.
Well, he was Big Bubba Rogers, too, wasn't he?
Maybe. Possibly. I remember Ray Traylor.
He was Big Bubba Rogers first, and then he was Ray Traylor when he came back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But they're going to have the Access Royal Rumble. They're going to have Worlds Collide 205 versus UK versus NXT.
At Access?
Yeah.
They're going to have like a Royal Rumble with like their developmentals?
Big tournament.
A tournament or a Rumble?
Like a tournament.
A tournament.
Yeah.
Royal Rumble Access weekend.
That's right.
What does a tournament winner win? A spot in the Rumble?
I wouldn't be surprised. It makes sense. I feel like they've done that in the past.
Is it going to be on the network, this tournament?
Oh, I highly doubt it.
So why do I care about Worlds Collide?
It's kind of cool that they're doing something like that, though.
When's your next match? When can people see you in the ring?
It's actually going to be in a couple hours from now. I'm defending the NWA British Commonwealth Heavyweight Championship against Sheldon John. 2 p.m. bell time. Tickets are $10. And 4325 Industrial Boulevard in Montreal. That's the address.
And guess what? Special guests at ringside, me and AJ.
Awesome.
We're going to be there.
Cool.
AJ will be there.
Well, he was there before, whatever.
Yeah, but me.
Well, that's amazing.
Yeah, how about that?
No fighting.
All right. How many tickets can I have? Maybe I'll bring everybody.
Zev?
Maybe. Who knows?
Man.
Well, your main event, though, he's not going to last.
I'm going to fall asleep.
That's right. All right. Follow Johnny on Instagram at Genesis Johnny North. Follow him on Twitter at North Genesis. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Dave Simon MMA. WrestlingUncensored.net is our website. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/RingsideReport.net, youtube.com/Ringside Report, DOTNET. So much going on there. All the episodes of Ringside Report Radio are there. Last night's episode is up there right now. Every episode of Dave and Johnny Live, the Friday afternoon show that we do, that's up there. And the new episode of What's Fandom in Japan, we talked about AEW wrestling, how it affects New Japan Pro Wrestling. We also recapped Wrestle Kingdom 13, which happened last weekend. A fantastic show for New Japan. The WrestleMania of New Japan, Wrestle Kingdom. We broke that down on the latest episode of What's Fandom in Japan. Myself and wrestling legend, the Green Phantom, who reminds us all to get with the green.
Sounds good.
It does sound good. Big thanks to Jimmy and Marco for helping us out back at TSN 690, and a big thanks to you for listening. For Johnny North, I am Dave Simon, and this has been Wrestling Uncensored. Yeah.
Yeah.